Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the Roomies Digest. My name's Christine, and if you clicked on this video, you know that we are going to be doing a Kindle Unlimited reading vlog. So every year around this time, July 4th, basically, my whole entire family on my mom's side goes on like what you would call a family vacation. We've been doing it for since before I was born. So a really long time. We basically just rent out a few beach houses and all just go to the beach for a week. So last year I did a beach reading vlog, which I'll link up in the cards if you guys are interested in that video, but it basically was just me reading at the beach. And I kind of wanted to do a similar thing this year because I have a ton of time. I'm on vacation, I'm gonna be reading, and I figure why not just do a vlog of some sort. So I was really kind of struggling to come up with a theme. I thought I was gonna do a fantasy vlog, fantasy books, but now that I'm into annotating, the fantasy books did not seem that appealing to read on the beach because I can't exactly easily annotate while I'm sitting on the sand. So my other thought was possibly doing a Kindle Unlimited reading vlog because I already have Kindle Unlimited and I know that there are a ton of books on there that I really want to read. I have a ton of recs from a bunch of friends, and I just kind of thought that would be the easiest thing to do as far as traveling. So when we were on Reader Dare Sprints, I basically just asked everybody what's the best Kindle? What is the best Kindle? Tell me now and I will buy it, because I'm at that point where I need something I can take on the beach. I need something that can maybe get wet. And a lot of people told me that the Kindle Paperwhite is the best option for my reading and what I want to be doing, that might be the best one to use if you're going to be on the beach or around water or anything like that. So I did it, guys. I got a Kindle and I really love this. I love everything about this. I don't know why I was being such a stickler and being I don't want to get a Kindle. I just want to read physically. I am not that person. I'm a Gemini. I love trying new things. So this really just sealed the deal. I got a Kindle Paperwhite and then found this really, really cute cover, which actually took me a very long time because I'm a monochrome girl, but all of my electronics and stuff, I like it to be either black, white, or brown. Not really white because it gets dirty easily for me, but black or brown. Very simple. And as you can see, obviously this is still kind of brown. I found a really cute case. Who would have thought? Because it took me well over an hour. For sure, because they kept giving me the marble ones, the marble, which there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just not my style, you know. And I kind of didn't want to do black because all my stuff is black. So anyway, found a cute case, and if you guys are actually interested in this case, I'm gonna link it down below, not up in the cards. I'm gonna link it down below so you guys can click on that link and you can buy the same exact case if you are interested. So yeah, that is the intro to this vlog. We are gonna be reading a lot of Kindle books, and I'm assuming they're gonna be basically fantasy romance or romance because that is what I'm interested in as far as Kindle reads. I do have a bunch of recs, so as we go through, I'll explain kind of what books I've got up on deck and who recommended it to me. I did want to say that I am super excited that you guys are here. I haven't vlogged in what feels like a long time, a really long time. So it kind of feels good to get back in the game, you know, to get back vlogging and talking to you guys about my inner thoughts and feelings about these books. So anyway, very, very excited. Thanks for joining, and we'll go ahead and get started. Bum, bum, da 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 da, bum, bum, da. Okay, y'all. Hey, what's up? Hello. We haven't actually gone to the beach, but I did want to check in with you guys about the books that I have put on my Kindle. Okay, so first of all, these are the ones I just picked out and possibilities for the week. So Moth by Lily Mayne, which is the male monster romance that Jess keeps raving about. I think I'm gonna read that one first. Then I've got Flock by Kate Stewart, which I know for a fact Cami has told me to read, as well as Zodiac Academy. She's doing it, everyone. I'm about to binge that series, I know for a fact. I didn't realize they were all on Kindle Unlimited, so I've got There Are No Saints by Sophie Lark. Of course, of course, of course. Gorgeous, gorgeous girls. Then the fourth book in the Raven Kennedy Plated Prisoner series. I don't even know if I want to read that one because I know the fifth one's not going to come out for another year. So meow. I'm going to be reading my first Mariana Zapata, With All Roads Lead Here. I know that Manda has talked about this book before, so I'm really excited to get into that one. And then of course, The Spanish Love Deception. I did not know this was on Kindle. Let me say that again. I didn't even know that this was on Kindle. Like, what? I mean, obviously, I guess because it's indie, but like I didn't know it was Kindle Unlimited indie. Okay, so that's what I got. That's what's going on right now. And I also asked a couple of my friends, you know, what I should be reading. So I've got other options. Like Lachlan told me to read the Mind series. It's like about a serial killer and like some other crazy stuff. Amanda gave me a couple recs, and Catherine, of course, I've got to read this book. It's the I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon. She raves about this book all the time, so I have to read it, obviously. So I've got lots of options. Obviously, I've got a week and a half, so we'll see where the week takes us. I won't put you guys through too many books, but I'm excited to get started and start vlogging again because, you know, I haven't done a vlog in a hot minute. Also, I'm at the library because I had to make my character for Questathon, and y'all, I love my character so much. Like, hello. Do we look similar? Not at all. But like, if I was a fantasy girly, like in an actual fantasy realm, this would be me. This would be me. You know what? I'll just link it right here so you guys can get all the information about it if you have no idea what I'm talking about. But yeah, Questathon. It's a fun time. Anyway, so I'm gonna go, but those are the books. That's the vibe. So we'll see where the wind takes us. Okay, here we go.
I've been real patient today. I think I'm gonna snap. I'm going to snap. I think you're tired. Oh.
I've been real patient today. I think I'm going to snap. We are currently at the grocery store, so I thought I would do a little check-in because my mom is inside. We're about to go get some boiled peanuts, and I have a second to talk about the 50% check-in for Moth. Okay, so first of all, this is a spicy tomato. Okay, this is like such a fun, spicy monster male romance. I didn't really know if I was going to be into the monster romances because I wasn't quite sure if I could relate. So I wasn't sure if I could relate, but I'm really enjoying this one. I love like Moth's kind of like introverted character, very like shy character. I love what we could call it as insecurity, like body insecurity. I'm like loving, not the fact that he has it, but like how he's dealing with it in the story so far. And I'm also loving the romance. Like I love the relationship between Moth and Charlie. Charlie is just a little ball of sunshine. He's just a supportive baby, and pretty much anything Moth does, like he's like into it. Like I love him. He is so fun. So I'm really enjoying it, and like I said, it's very spicy so far. So I think right now I'm at like 70%. The plot is like pretty okay. Like it was a little slow to get into at first. I think it took me about 30% to like really get into it, and that was me sticking with it. So the plot is pretty okay. It's definitely taken a back burner to like the romance, which is fine. Like I'm not really here for the plot, you know what I mean? I'm here for the spice. So what I can say is this: it's cute, it's spicy. If you like monster romances, yes. If you like male romances, yes. Also, there's like another element to it that I don't really want to give away or talk about, but it adds a whole entirely new layer to the relationship and to Moth's character, and I think a lot of people would like it. I think a lot of people would like it. Okay, so that's all I've got to say. I'll check in again at the 100, but I'm having a good time. It's a fun little Kindle Unlimited romance. I'm interested to see how it ends too. Obviously, I think they're gonna be together, duh, but it's just a cute little time. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna go, but that's the check-in, so peace out. Hey guys, what's up? Okay, so I've officially finished Moth. I'm settling at it's somewhere between a 4 and a 4.5. Like I had a really fun, amazing time, and the plot really turned around in the end of this book. Plus I really just loved Charlie and Moth together. Like their relationship was so like wholesome, but also spicy. Like they really just cared about each other and were constantly asking each other like if things were okay, like if whatever they wanted to do. And honestly, having that like super great communication was like chef's kiss. I think I'm gonna rate it a 4.5 because it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I was sucked in. I wasn't sure how I was gonna like the monster romance, but I liked it. I liked it a lot. There's just something about them. There is just something about them. Anyway, I had a good time. 4.5, excellent recommendation. Very spicy, very spicy. And kind of just having like the build up of this relationship was just so good. Really read it for the relationship. So good. And like I said, the plot did pick up and like become better in the second half of the book. But yeah, I loved it. What can I say? Anyway, 4.5. I think next on the list, let me check my little Kindle here, but I think next on the list, okay, so that was Jess's recommendation. Next on the list, I'm going to start Zodiac Academy. It's time. I'm really nervous because I know I'm gonna want to binge all these. I'm just gonna have to keep it together. But this is a recommendation from Cami from Bros and Books. She has been literally telling me to read this book, I wanna say for like since the beginning of this year. Like literally since January, I think. Anyway, so Zodiac Academy, I like don't know much about it, but I'm just gonna read like the little blurb. Like I know that it's not super spicy in the first one, but I do know that this series is beloved by many people. And I know that the main character is a Gemini, which is like peak like Gemini energy, you know what I mean? Because obviously my birthday is in June, I'm a Gemini, hello. So this is what the book description says. It says, I'm a Gemini, impulsive, curious, headstrong, a twin, heir to a throne that I know nothing about, and it turns out that I'm Fae. We love a Fae plot line, okay? But of course there's a catch. All I have to do to claim my birthright is to prove that I'm the most powerful supernatural in the whole of Solaria. That's a lot of pressure. And sure, technically that's true, as I'm the daughter of the Savage King, but the bit they didn't put in the brochure was that every single Fae in this kingdom would claim my throne if they could. Classes are totally interesting if you manage to live through them, and that Gemini star sign I mentioned, it now determines my elemental magic and affects my destiny. My biggest problem is the drool-worthy dragon shifter who has his eyes on my throne. He and his 3 psycho friends are determined to make my time here hell. Okay, in the like little description in the back, it says, this is a dark bully romance. Don't go expecting a sweet school for magic with friends around every corner. Fae fight for everything they own. And Zodiac Academy is a cutthroat school for students age 18 plus, where only the strongest prevail. Hold on to your stardust and get ready for a bumpy ride. Ooh, it's a bully romance. I don't think I've truly ever read a bully romance before. This is really interesting. Okay, so this will be interesting because I think when people get bullied, I get very defensive of the underdog, like of the person being bullied, because I don't actually like bullies in real life. Like bullies make me want to fight the bully. Like I'm the fighter, you know what I mean? And that's like me in real life. So I feel like in a book where like you can't control the situation literally at all because you're reading the book, I feel like I'm not gonna like a bully romance. But maybe I will, like maybe I will like it. I'm not sure. I'm a little nervous. And yeah, but I love Fae. This is giving me like Holly Black vibes, like 2 twins go to a Fae realm where the king or the person vying for the throne is kind of a bully. Wait, maybe I do like bully romances. Wait a minute. Okay, so if this is like an 18 plus Cruel Prince, then I'm gonna be having a good time. So I think that's what I'm gonna read next. It is, how do I look at pages on a Kindle, guys? Please help me. Oh, okay. It's 436 pages. Okay, that'll be interesting because let's see how long Moth was. Moth was la 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 la. La 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 la. Moth was 451. Okay, that's great because I was thinking that Moth was a little long. Now I'm realizing that it was long, but Zodiac Academy is actually shorter, so that'll be good. So that's what I'm gonna be reading, Zodiac Academy. Cami, it's time, baby. Okay, so let's see how it goes. I'll check in at the 50. We'll see how the bully romance how I like it. I hope I like it. If I don't like it, I'm gonna give it a couple of books. Because people have said that it doesn't actually get steamy until later. And yeah, that's really all I can say. Okay, I'm gonna go. So, ooh. Woo, it is cold in this house. Okay, so yesterday I didn't really have a great check-in or any great vlog footage because it rained all day yesterday. Like, when I say I thought a tropical storm had come through, which is funny because when we first came down here, there was a tropical storm. Colin, I think was the name. And it didn't rain as much when we first got down here as it did yesterday when it was literally downpouring. I can't remember the last time I heard thunder and saw lightning so vividly. And I don't know if it's because I haven't been in a thunderstorm in a while, because obviously California doesn't have thunderstorms really. But yeah, it was scary. It was quite scary. Anyway, long story short, today we're gonna be getting some really fun vlog footage of us at the beach and just having a good time. But you're here for the book check-in, the book comments. So what I'm trying to say is I finished my second book for Questathon, because while this is a Kindle Unlimited reading vlog, I also am reading most of these books for Questathon, which is the readathon that's happening during the month of July. And I'm on Team Dwarves with Monique. I finished my second book for Questathon and I realized to move on to the next sort of like board, I have to read another book for the current board that I'm on, because I thought that the book that I was reading was gonna have a little bit of romance in it, but it didn't. Guys, I had 0 romance, so I can't count it in good faith for this other prompt. So I'm switching the game up a little bit. I'm gonna actually be reading the Spanish Love Deception for this next book in the Kindle Unlimited reading vlog. And this one comes highly recommended from Casey Can Read, but highly hated, no surprise here, from Rachel from Let Me in the Library. So it's gonna be interesting because I knew that this book was big. I knew that this book was loved by many, but I do see some comments on Goodreads. I do see some of these comments that are saying that it needs to be edited more. Once I finish the Spanish Love Deception, I will move on to the next board, which will have a whole new different set of prompts, and we'll talk about what books I'm going to be reading next. But for now, Spanish Love Deception is what I'm going to be reading. And the premise of this book, if you haven't ever heard of this, essentially there's a young woman who has to go to a wedding in Spain and she doesn't have a date. She ends up taking a co-worker, and so it's a little bit of a worker romance. It's a worker. It's a little bit of a work romance. It's a little bit of travel in there. And I think there are lots of fun romance tropes in this book, like the one bed trope. I think it's low-key and enemies to lovers, which is like you're singing my anthem right now. So I'm really excited. I think I'm gonna like it because as far as romances go, I'm not too picky. Like, I really am not too picky. I think the only thing I don't like, there's 2 things. 1, pregnancy trope. Self-explanatory. And then 2, this isn't really a trope, but it's just the way that the romance develops, is insta-lovey. Has to be believable, y'all. I can't be going in here rooting for characters if they haven't spent any time together. And that's on me. But anyway, so that's what I'm gonna be reading next. Hopefully I'll get you some good vlog footage of today. So I am gonna be spending a lot of time with my family, and it's gonna be some good wholesome content for you guys. Hopefully you'll get some good shots of the beach, and yeah, we'll check in either at 50% or when I'm done with the Spanish Love Deception. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. First of all, let me just say, Erin, mother Blackford. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't getting the hype at first. I was not getting the hype, okay? And I need to take my hat off for this. I need to get real with you guys, because when I first started this book, I was not impressed. I was not impressed by Erin Blackford, okay? There was a scene in the very beginning. There's like some feminist stuff going on, or like some not really feminist stuff going on. There's some like workplace, honestly, harassment. And, you know, some things go down, and I just thought it could have been better. I thought that in this situation, our hero could have acted a little bit better. And that's not to say that he was the one doing it, but you know, there comes a time when, you know, as something bad is happening, or something that embarrasses someone, or something that makes someone feel uncomfortable, as those things are happening, you know, there are people who don't say anything. They're silent, and they think that they're, you know, being an ally because they're not the ones directly doing the bad thing, but really they're almost just as bad because they're not saying anything. They're not defending or sticking up for the person who's being bullied, or like whatever. I mean, we don't have to call it being bullied, but that's what it is. So there was that moment like that, and I was not impressed with Erin. I did not like Erin in that moment. But now I am 50% into this book, and guys, I am starting to see the hype. Now, when they say this is a slow burn, they mean it. They mean it. And by they, I mean literally everyone who reads this book. It is a freaking slow burn. But the characters are, I mean, the main character is a little, you know, not very smart, to put it lightly. She definitely is playing into kind of like this game that they're playing. And I'm like, but I feel as though I relate to her, because I feel like if this same situation were happening to me, then I too would act like her. So what does that say about me? I'm liking it. It's very fun. It's a very, very fun time. It's the kind of book that I love reading at the beach, because you can really get sucked into the world. And that's not saying that this is obviously a fantasy book. This is a romance book, but like, you're getting sucked into the world. You're with the story for a very long time. Like, I think for me, just being able to sit and read and like really get to know the characters and really get to know the world and the setting and kind of like the plot and that sort of a thing. I think it's honestly like the perfect vacation read for me, because that's essentially what you want to do on vacation, is just kind of read something and get sucked in. The characters are so good. Like, you get everything that they're thinking. Like, they tell you everything that they're thinking. And by they, I mean her, Lena. And so because we get to know everything that she's thinking, it's like we really get to know her well. Now, do we know a lot about Erin Blackford? Not really. Like, at this point, he really was annoying me because he was playing the stiff man. Like, he was playing the straight man, like stiff man. And I'm not talking like cis straight. I'm talking like he wouldn't even make a joke. And I was like, is he just not funny? Like, what's the deal? And so for a while, I kind of didn't like him, and I didn't like how he acted in the beginning, because he just was so like, he was just letting things happen. And I'm like, I don't think I ever want to be with someone who just like passively lets things happen. So he wasn't my cup of tea until suddenly he was my cup of tea. I don't want to give too much of the plot away. I don't even know if I did give a lot of the plot away, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I did that. You guys know sometimes I give away spoilers and I don't mean to. But for me, I feel like I see what he is saying when he's talking to Lena, and Lena doesn't see it, and that is a little annoying. But overall, I'm having a good time. I'm going on a 5-minute rant, but I'm having a good time. It's not taking that long for me to read. I mean, I started it literally yesterday. So, I mean, I'm a little bit past 50%, but this is my official 50% check-in. I mean, I'm having a good, I don't really have any complaints. We'll see how the spice goes, but it is a big book. It is a big book. So that's the thing. I mean, if you're looking for a light romance that's not too deep, not saying that this is super deep yet, but like, it's alluding to the fact that there are like multifaceted pieces of these characters, not just Lena, but also Erin. So if you're into that, this might be the book for you. I'm going to give you full thoughts at the end. Recommendations, spice level, all of that. We'll get to it. But right now I'm having a good time. I see why people are obsessed with it. I see it. People think that it should be edited down a little bit, and I can see that too. But for me, being like honestly, I thought I was character and plot, but for me, I think I really do enjoy character-based stories. And this is a character-based story. And it's not even that many characters. It's literally just Aaron Blackford and Lena Martine. But you guys know how I am with romances. Like, I really don't need much. I really don't need much. I really think actually Monique would love this book because it's giving The Hating Game, but like with travel. And those are like her favorite things, like a workplace romance with travel. Also a tall white man. Monique's cup of tea. Anyway, so that's the check-in, guys. That's the check-in. Hopefully all of that made sense. I don't know if it did, but hopefully it did. And you guys are getting a sense of what the book is like. I will say the first 50%, they're not even in Spain. But the point isn't really about the wedding. It's not really about them going to the wedding. The point is them getting to know each other after them already knowing each other and working together for 2 years. So it's almost like everything they thought they knew about each other was not really who that person was. It's almost like you have to be professional at work, you know? It's crazy. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna go. But that's the check-in. Hopefully that gave you guys some insight because I don't know what I just said. Truly, no idea. All right, I'm gonna go finish this book and we'll do a 100% check-in. Also, sorry, I know I look crazy. I know I look crazy, but I just came in from the beach. I'm like tanning unevenly. I'm like, why is this dark? And this is not. C'est la vie. Hello, everyone. So I've officially finished The Spanish Love Deception. I'm settling somewhere between a 4 and a 4.5. The story was good. The spice, as in the actual spice, you know what I'm saying? That did not come until, 80% of the way through, which is fine. I was okay with it. But the spice, after reading Moth, the spice was just not that good of a payoff compared to how long we had to wait. That being said, I'm still giving it a 4 and a 4.5 because it was really good. Liked the story, thought it was cute. I think I'm probably gonna settle on a 4. But it was a good time. It was a good time. Very cute, very cute. So what my thinking on this is, if you like movies like The Wedding Date, you'll like this book. Okay. Not so much for the travel element because there really wasn't that much of them in Spain, but it was really all about their relationship and them kind of realizing things. It wasn't even them, it was really just Lena realizing things about herself and kind of going through something and growing in her own way. So it's a slow burn. It is a slow burn, but it is a fun slow burn. The tension is immaculate. Like literally, if you like romances that have a ton of tension before, like a lot of build up before the actual thing, chef's kiss. Were the sexy scenes that amazing? I mean, they were good. But like I said, after reading Moth, I think I have a new bar. And honestly, the way that they were connected in that book, I'm like, wow, can anything compare? Anyway, so that's the tea. That's the tea on Spanish Love Deception. So I'm moving forward with the readathon, also Questathon, and I'm doing the strategy board. I'm gonna hit 2 prompts with this book, the sci-fi fantasy prompt, and the, gosh darn it, what's the one on the bottom right? Whatever that one is, I'm doing that one too. So I'm gonna be reading Zodiac Academy. Hold your applause, please. This was recommended to me by my good friend Cami. She has been raging about this book. She thinks I'm gonna be obsessed. I probably am gonna be obsessed. What is there to not be obsessed with, you know? Other than the things that I stated. But I will say, I like the Gemini representation. I think Geminis get a bad rep sometimes. And I'm liking that this book has a main character that is a Gemini. So we'll see. I'm gonna start it. I have no expectations because I don't know what it's gonna be like. I probably, what would I rate it? I mean, I'm gonna go in saying a 4. I'm gonna go in saying a 4. Yeah, we'll see. Am I a bully romance lover? I don't know. Anyway, so that's the tea. That's the check-in. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay guys, so some developments have happened. So I'm gonna continue this vlog, but I'm actually leaving the beach early because my dad had to go to the hospital last night. And that is why I'm actually at 50% of Zodiac Academy, because I had time while I was waiting in the hospital waiting room to read this book. So I'm gonna do the check-in in just a second, but I will tell you guys this, my dad is okay for now. They basically were making a shrimp boil. If you guys don't know what that is, it's basically just putting a bunch of stuff in boiling hot water. It's got like shrimp, corn, sausage, potatoes, like all this kind of stuff, like good stuff in it. And yeah, so anyway, they were doing a shrimp boil. Basically the vat of hot water fell onto my dad. Essentially the boiling hot water like damaged his feet. So he had to immediately, like we immediately called 911, went to the hospital, and we were like dealing with that. So my dad is actually at the burn center in Charleston right now. They left early, and so I'm here like packing up the rest of the stuff. So anyway, he's all right for now. We're gonna find out more at the burn center, but so far everything is all right. We'll keep you guys updated so we don't just leave that on a cliffhanger for the end of this vlog, so you guys will know what's happening. So yeah, that happened, and while I was waiting in the freaking waiting room yesterday, I got to 50% of Zodiac Academy. Okay, so let's talk about the book. With Zodiac Academy, so this is it. I've been trying to figure out like what the vibes are. The vibes are literally Cruel Prince times Harry Potter, and I don't want to talk about Harry Potter because ew, JK sucks. But that vibe of like going into that school, which I have heard is, sorry, there's a gnat, which I've heard is a lot like Amari. So I need to read that immediately so I can have another, like I can have a news source to like cite for this kind of vibe. But basically like the girls are going to a magical school in the Fae realm. So it's literally like the Cruel Prince. It's also a bully romance, like hardcore bully romance. Oh, do you guys like this? My nephew made this for me. I love. Anyway, so hardcore bully romance, but there's no romance. So it's just bullying right now. And it just, every scene like this just pisses me off more and more and more. So I'm like hoping that there's a little bit of romance by the end of this book. And I feel like I know who is gonna be like together, like who's gonna be with who. But like I said, there's no romance so far. So like, I don't know. I literally don't know. Tale as old as time, obviously hate to love romance. So what I can say is I am sticking with it because I have been guaranteed that this series gets better and better, like book to book. And I will say that the world is super interesting. Is some of it like a little cheesy? Yeah. Is the professor of the fire element called Professor Pyro? Yeah, but I'm liking it. I'm enjoying it for what it is. And I'm kind of like giving the bully parts some leeway because I'm hoping that in the end, our main characters become so powerful that they can like stick up for themselves. Because at this point, no one can help them because literally no one is as strong as the bully. So we'll see how that goes. But they do have potential. So I'm interested and I am liking the zodiac parts. I'm liking the astrology parts. I'm liking the elemental magic and I'm liking the fae. Like this is how fae are, like actual fae. Like me having a fae friend in the fae realm. This is how fae act. And like, this is not the Sarah J Maas phase where like, it's basically a human with powers, right? I mean, I like this world. I like what's going on. So I'm gonna stick with it, obviously. I'm gonna finish it because I have to know what happens, like what happens next. So anyway, that's the check-in. That's what's going on. We're at 50%. So when we do our next check-in, it won't be at the beach anymore. I will see you guys in a little bit. Hey guys, what's up? I am in the car. Obviously, this is definitely a fun little vlog check-in location, but we're here in Charleston. I'm updating you on my dad, so if you don't want to listen to this, you can skip this part. But we're here in Charleston. We're at the burn unit, and he's doing well. There are 2 parts of his feet that are possibly 3rd degree, but they have to see how it develops. So it's a waiting game, which is pretty much how health goes. So we won't know until the end of the week if he needs to go into surgery or anything like that. So anyway, that's the tea on dad. And as you know, we're waiting around, we're just kind of like in the hospital with him. So I am gonna still read for this vlog. I think I am gonna read one more book. There Are No Saints by Sophie Lart. Just to, you know, pass the time, get my mind off some things. So we are currently at like a Target around here. We're gonna grab some stuff for my dad and head over to the hospital in a little bit. But the point of this check-in is to talk about Zodiac Academy. So Zodiac Academy is finally finished. I finally finished it. And while I'm not the biggest fan of a bully like romance, if that's even what we can call it, I just think they're bullies. While I'm not the biggest fan of a bully romance, I am looking forward to the vengeance that hopefully, cross my fingers, is coming in the next book, because otherwise I'm not the biggest fan of these guys. I'm not the biggest fan of these guys. I don't care how hot you are, you cannot do the things that they did to these girls and expect to get away with it. Like, I am really ready for the revenge plot, which we all know I'm a big fan of. Like, I love any kind of revenge plot, any kind of like vengeance. Like, I was a huge fan of Vicious, Vengeful. Obviously I loved Razorblade Tears. You know, any of those kind of plots where you come back and you really just stick it to the guy. So if book 2 is like that, I'm assuming I'm gonna really like it. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna settle at a 4 with this one, because it was good. Like, I do like the world and I am interested in what's going to be happening, but I'm not like 5-star hooked or anything. Like, I can definitely put it down because they did some real rude stuff in that book. They did some real rude stuff. So my advice for this, I'm sure if you read Kindle Unlimited, you probably have already read this book, but my advice for Zodiac Academy is truly, if you like a bully situation, go for it. If you don't, just like be aware of that, because it's like very frustrating, very, very frustrating. And they don't really have payoff in this book where the girls go and get back at these guys. So it's been alluded to, like I said, that it'll happen in book 2. So I'm going to continue on with that later. But yeah, that's it. I mean, I liked it. I like the world. I like the girls, Tori and Darcy. I do love them. Tori is my girl. Darcy's a little bit sweeter. But yeah, that's the tea on Zodiac Academy. It is definitely a Cruel Prince times Harry Potter. So there's that. For adults. Don't really know what I'm saying right now. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna stop the check-in because it's been a ramble of a time, but I'll see you guys in a little bit. We're here at the Walmart. We just got some stuff. We're about to go to Chick-fil-A, and then we're gonna go see my dad. Currently, dad is doing better than he was. He got all of his skin, the dead skin from the burn, taken off. I should have probably said, if you don't want to hear this part, skip to this time. But yeah, so he got all of it scraped. It's all clean. He's good to go. So now we just have to play the waiting game, which is to see how the burn is going to develop, because apparently that's what happens with burns. When you get them, they can develop over the next few days and become worse than they look. So he's basically just at the hospital chilling right now. He's all right. He's in a nice burn unit room, right, Mom? Mm-hmm. And yeah, we're just playing the waiting game. So we're basically just gonna pick up some lunch and go hang out with dad for a few, but that's not the point of this. The point of this is because I wanted to tell you guys that I was going to be reading one book. I don't know which way it is. I think it's up and to the right. It's that way. Okay. On the right. I was gonna be reading one book, which I talked about in the vlog earlier. I changed my mind. We need an upper. We need an upper for the end of this vlog. So you know what I'm gonna read, Mom? What? Do you know what I'm gonna read? Ice Planet Barbarians. Ice Planet Barbarians.
Sounds good.
Book number 13.
Where does this take place?
On an ice planet with barbarians.
Little Gotcha.
Anyway, that's what I'm gonna read. I'm gonna be reading that book next because we need an upper. We need an upper. And also I want to read the Sophie Lark book that Amanda got me physically because I actually own that book and I got that for my birthday. So I'm gonna do that book justice. See, Chick-fil-A's up here on the right. Anyway, okay, so that's the vlog. That's what we're doing. So that's what I'm gonna be reading, and we're gonna actually vlog an Ice Planet book. Y'all know that's my brand. These are my people, these are my guys. I cannot wait. I don't know what the premise of this one is. I think the premise is that he buys his wife. I think he buys his wife. Oh, what are we doing here? I think he buys his wife from planet Earth. So I'm gonna confirm that when I start reading it. I'll let you guys know, but this will probably be, this will probably be a fun time. You guys know I love Ice Planets. And that's what we need. That's what I decided. So we're gonna do it. All right, we're gonna get Chick-fil-A. See you guys on a little.
I need book damn 13.
Mom, it's called Barbarian's Redemption.
Oh.
Why can't I down? Oh, my touch is too light. There we go. Okay, guys, we're in the line at Chick-fil-A. I'm gonna read. Oops, sorry, Mom. I'm gonna read what this book is about and get my mom's reaction. Okay, ready? In a tribe full of happy couples, I am alone. There are no eligible, unmated females left, so I will do whatever it takes to bring females back to our tribe, even if it means doing something wrong. Even if it means I must purchase my mate on the intergalactic black market. I'll do anything to possess her, to claim her as my own.
Hey, Lee.
But will my ruthless move turn my female against me before we... before we ever meet? Can she forgive a male that bought her freedom?
Oh, thank you.
Those are my dad's glasses, by the way, guys. Forgive her fashion faux pas.
I think I'll skip that book.
You don't want to read about the Ice Planet Barbarians? It's like my favorite series.
I'm reading The Silent Patient.
Again, as a reread.
Thank you.
And annotating it.
You too.
I'll take that. How are you liking it on the reread, Mom?
I love it. It is good.
How are your annotations coming?
I'm gonna figure out when the psycho.
Mom, you can't tell any of the. You can't tell the thing.
Well,
she's about to give a huge spoiler.
I would. That book is really good.
Exit to the right.
That's all I can say.
So if you want a recommendation from Lee Severin,
The Silent Patient
by Alex Michaelides. Okay, so the thing is this. I'm gonna do a tiny check-in, a mini check-in while I scoop myself some chocolate ice cream because me and my mom just got to my parents' house and my dad is still in the hospital. Let me get my giant size cup. He goes into surgery tomorrow. It's a surgery to discover how bad his burns are. And then, like I said earlier, it is basically a waiting game to see how the burns heal after he gets part of some like substitute skin grafting done. So I don't want to go into the details, but I did want to update on that because that's why I'm here. And the reason why I'm here at the house is because I was going to extend my stay here. I've already changed my flight once, but my dad does not want me to stay here. He wants me to go home and see my cat and go back to work because essentially it's a waiting game. So far his updates from the doctor, like all of his check-ins from the doctor, they have said that he's doing really, really well for a burn patient and that his burns look really good. He still has like full movement in his feet and they are thinking that it won't be as bad as we initially thought. Okay, so we're still on the edge with that. So surgery's tomorrow. We'll know more after that. But this is not a medical vlog. This is a book check-in. Okay, so what am I doing right now? I'm eating ice cream. And this is actually how my dad used to make it for me. This is like the only way I really eat ice cream at home. You get ice cream, obviously. My favorite is chocolate. And you mix it like a milk substitute. It makes sort of like a milkshake, but it's like a hand mixed. So it's not quite as thin. It's like a thicker milkshake, which I like. And I use oat milk. Chobani, obviously this is the superior oat milk. If you guys drink oat milk, then you know that Chobani is superior. And usually I would do a non-flavored, like not flavored, but I use vanilla for my coffee. So this is what we have. And basically you just kind of like pour, can't even tell. Oh, you can't even tell. You just pour a little bit in there. And so it looks like kind of like this. And then you hand mix it. Usually my dad does it because he's stronger than me. And I just prefer it when my dad does it because then I don't have to do it. But this is how I'm doing it because my mom and I have had such a freaking time. We've had such a time. Like us coming home, like driving home, we had to both drive. We both drove separate cars. And then it was raining cats and dogs. And I was like, do I even know how to drive in the rain anymore? Like, I think I literally forgot because it never rains in LA. Anyway, I'm rambling. So let's talk about what's going on with this vlog, like what book I'm reading. So I read the 13th Barbarian book. I don't know the name of it, guys. At this point, it's Barbarian something. Barbarian something. Don't know. All I know is that the plot of the Barbarian books, like the plot is so freaking good. I don't think people who don't read them and they're just kind of like judging them based on what they are, like I really truly feel sorry for y'all because you just don't understand how good these books are. But yeah, this one basically follows Beck, who was kind of like the tribe mean guy. And it's so interesting to read this book because Ruby Dixon wasn't going to write his story. Like she was just gonna let him be the literal mean guy in the tribe. And so many people wanted his love story. Like they wanted to know the villain origin story, like why he was the way he was. They wanted to get into his brain. And so she wrote this book and obviously it's his love story. It's how he falls in love with who he gets with. And it's just so cute. It's giving me big like Rook vibes. I think it's Rook. What is his wife's name? What is his mate's name? It's book number 4, y'all. Rook, and it's not Maddie. What is her name? Harlow. It's giving me big them vibes. Big them vibes. And that's one of my favorite couples. I think if I had to, I'm not really talking about the book. I'm just kind of going off on Barbarians. But like if I had to like tell you who my favorites are, obviously it's Rahush for my purists out there. Rook. I really like Lila and Maddie, just like as the women, and I think that their mates are also very cute. Farley's story, which was the one that I read previous to this one, so number 12, because that really expanded the Barbarian world. And like Farley isn't my favorite character, but I really like that book because of what happened with the plot. Anyway, so long story short, I'm having a good time. Characters, plot, everything you could ever need. Really quick. So like it's like a thick, is this disgusting? I'm sorry, hopefully it's not, but like it's like a thick ice cream, right? It's pretty good, tastes pretty good, and it's easy to make. Okay, so I read that book. I liked it. I read it physically because I just got a Kindle, you guys know, so I actually read it physically when usually I read these via audio, but I just kind of was like, I needed something mindless, just like something kind of fun to read that I could read while I was in the hospital and not like have to keep up with new characters like in that way, you know what I mean? And honestly, Barbarians is like a comfort series at this point, let's be honest. So it was really easy for me to just kind of like read that and then like stop when I needed to stop and like help dad with his like PT, like stop, and I could like get up and like, you know, do the thing. So it's really easy and really nice, and I'm so like grateful that I haven't finished that series because like what would I have done? What would I have done? Anyway, so hopefully this isn't a huge downer, guys. It's looking good, okay? We're just really tired. Read that, it was awesome. I think I rated it like a 4.5 or something because I think I actually prefer the Barbarian books on audio. Like truly, I like it to be read to me. And then I started the second Zodiac Academy book. I started it. So this can be a check-in for that as well, because it starts off with Caleb's POV, which is one of the like 4 heirs in the Zodiac Academy. And at first I was like, I don't know if I like these POVs. Like, I like Tori and I like Darcy. I like my girls. I want to go back with them. But, big but, I now have gotten into Darius's POV, who is like the hot bad boy. And I'm liking it because we're finding out more about the heirs besides them being just like these huge bullies that I literally hate. So my point is, I'm having a good time. I'm not that far into it. I think I'm like maybe 20% or so. And this is truly like the vengeance tale that I wanted. Like the girlies are coming together and they are really bringing it home. Like they already did some fun stuff to Darius and now they're like plotting how they're gonna get revenge on everybody else. And I'm like, yes, a revenge plot. That's my jam. So I'm having a good time. I will check in more with that, because I think what I'm gonna do for this vlog, I don't wanna leave you guys hanging on the dad situation, because I feel like that's like a big thing. And if I just like end the vlog now because the end of the trip is coming, I feel like that's kind of just like, okay, well, what happened to your dad? Of course, if you don't care, you know, you don't have to keep watching. So I think what I'm gonna do is just keep reading until we get updates on that. And then we'll go from there. Toe. Was that some good water, dude? Was that some like good water? He was a thirsty guy. Anyway, so yeah, I know this vlog is chaotic. I was envisioning it going a different way. And like, honestly, if I had to rate the lighting right now, it would be on a negative 50. Like it would be like on a negative scale because it's not the best lighting, but this is real life. Okay, this is real. This is me. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. That's what I'm envisioning for the end of the vlog. I'll probably finish Zodiac Academy and then we'll just do like a final kind of like check-in. So that's where we're going with the vlog. If you guys are interested in the thoughts on the Zodiac Academy book 2, which at this point it's gonna be like Barbarians. Like I don't know what the book is called. I just know that the front has a Leo on it. So there you go. If you guys are interested in those thoughts, then stick around and I'll have my final kind of like check-in here in a little bit. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a little. I'm gonna eat my ice cream now. Do we want a taste test? I'll do it for the vlog. I think it needs more oat milk. Okay. You know, the addition of the vanilla oat milk is giving it an extra layer of something. It's giving it an extra zhuzh, and I'm kind of digging it. I never do this at home in California. Like I don't eat ice cream like that, but I might have to start. I might have to start. Won't you take me home and give me wings to fly? We can be alone in the castle in the sky. We can run away and leave this world behind. Please just take me home to a castle in the sky. Castle in the sky. Won't you take me Hey guys, I wish that I looked better for you. I wish that I did. And I was gonna end this vlog and have like a cute little face and makeup on. Like it was just gonna be a fun time because I feel like the vlog definitely took a left turn. But I have to tell you guys how I feel right now because I can't not talk about this. I cannot not talk about this. Okay. So a lot has happened since I talked to you guys. Basically, check-in time with my dad really quick. I got home day before yesterday. That was, let's see, he had already been out of surgery. Everything was fine. And then the day that I was leaving, he called and he was like, hey, just want to let you guys know I think I'm going to be heading home tomorrow. And me and my mom were so shocked but so happy. So basically my dad's surgery went really, really well. He got the skin like kind of like replacements put on, which it's not skin grafting, it's like artificial skin that basically just holds everything together so that his actual skin can grow without skin grafting. So yeah, so he he had a really good surgery. He had a really good surgery and he came home. And yeah, he basically came home the day after I got back from my trip. So all good things. So now he's just in recovery at home. There's still a lot that has to be done. Like he still has to do a bunch of PT, bandages, clean, and make sure to watch out for like infection and stuff. But the good part is he's home. So we can all feel better about that and not worry about what happened at the end of this vlog. Okay, so now that that check-in is done, I have to talk to you guys about Zodiac Academy. So I think the last time I talked to you, I was on book 2. And since then, I've finished book 4. What a ride. So first of all, let's talk about a couple of things. The end of book 4 has quite literally like crushed my entire being. It's crushed my soul. I don't know if I believe in love anymore. Like, I'm unwell. I'm unwell. I literally was sitting in the living room beside Monique and I was like, can you please read this to me, because I'm not getting a good feeling. I was at 98% of the book and I was like, I'm not getting a good feeling right now. Can you just read this and tell me, like, is everything gonna be okay? Whew. The end of book 4 really wrecked me. And I don't know how you guys could suggest this series to people. Like, I don't know how you could suggest it to me, being the person that I am, and also loving characters the way that I love them. Like, y'all, no spoilers, but like, this really hurt me. The end of this book really hurt me. So I have to take a break from Zodiac Academy. I need to read some like lighthearted romance books that like end well, because this truly has been a ride. And you know, Cammie told me that that is what happens, but like, I don't think I was prepared. Let's talk about a few things. Like, first of all, this is a true hate to love book. And so far, like, I haven't gotten to the love parts for the couple that I'm shipping. There are obviously other couples and other characters, and those parts are great, but I'm obsessed with a certain couple and it's not going well for them, y'all. It's not going well. And so now I'm like, am I not a hate to love romance lover? Like, maybe I am if it's all in the same book, like if it's all in the one book, but spanned over like 5 books, because I'm gonna be on book 5 of Zodiac Academy. Like, I think spanned over so many books, it's just so hard. It's so hard to kind of like keep your head up and be like, yeah, it'll get better eventually. When will that be? I don't know. Anyway, so that, and then the bullying, having bullying for 4 books is also super rough, like very, very rough. I told you guys that book 2 was going to be the book for vengeance, but this is truly so well done. It's so well written in a way that like, it's not, how can I put it? It's not like black and white. Like, it feels like an adult book because you make these decisions and then based on the decisions, the characters have to deal with the consequences. And a lot of times with like new adult or YA, you know, these decisions are made, but then everything turns out super peachy in the end. And I think, I mean, I've said this before in other vlogs, but I think that's the major difference between like having a YA book and then having an adult book. It's not like the level of spice, even though obviously if you do have on page, you know, spiciness, then it's a little bit more adult. But like also as far as the plot goes and kind of like the characters and things like that, if you have characters dealing with these consequences and everything does not turn out peachy keen at the end, that signals to me an adult book. The way that I was freaking out about these books was the way that I freaked out about Red Rising, and not like Red Rising, but like Golden Sun specifically. If you guys have ever read that series, like those characters go through so much in those books, and like I had to put the book down while I was reading it and just like take a step back and take a breath and be like, okay, even though it's just a book, like I'm feeling things, like I am unwell, I'm distressed. And that's how I felt while I was reading these books. So like, that's a good and bad thing. Like, I didn't know it was gonna be like this. Like, I did not know that my heart was gonna be going through this much turmoil. So I am gonna be taking a break. It's honestly exactly like how I did Red Rising, because I read the first trilogy, the original trilogy. Then I read the next book, like the 4th book technically. And I had to put the series down because I couldn't read Dark Age without having the final book in this saga. and being like so mentally distressed. So that's on me. That's like something that I have to do for my mental health. And that's kind of how I feel with Zodiac Academy right now. That being said, my favorite character is probably Orion. And he's just a funny dude. Like the way that he makes these little comments truly makes me laugh out loud, like on the page. Like he's seriously so funny. And I hope that other people see that, because I'm just like in my Kindle, I'm just like highlighting all these funny just like things that he says. I'm like, oh my god, what a psycho, he's so funny. But he's also got that like level of dry sarcasm that like I really enjoy, like that dry humor. So I think that's why I think he's so funny. So he's really great. One thing that I am kind of enjoying about these books is the span of how long they are. And I know that sounds crazy because like in the grand scheme of things, we all want to read a book and we want it to end and we want to be able to enjoy it. But I think like these books are giving me the feeling of having this kind of like, I don't want to get crazy here, but like kind of having this epic story and really just being able to like dive into the world and dive into the characters and having it not be super hard to understand, but also having like such a good time with it, like such a good time. And so I think like while we are going through a lot, it is going to pay off in the end eventually. I don't know, y'all. I mean, I have it on good authority that this whole entire series is just gonna rip my heart out and stomp on it. So I just gotta put it down for now. But it is done really, really well. Now, there are some cliches. Obviously, I think I mentioned this, like the professor of the fire element is called Professor Pyro. Like, you know, some of the things are a little like LOL, but I don't know. I like it. I'm having a good time. And I think it's doing a good job of mixing plot with romance, with character development, with the great plot twists. Like there are some plot twists that are happening. I just can't believe it, y'all. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. I also think another thing that should be mentioned, and this is going to be part of the spoilery part of the section. So if you don't want to be spoiled, if you don't want to be spoiled, you guys can click to this part of the vlog and we'll do the wrap up. But basically, I do think that the relationship developing between Seth and Caleb, and it's not even a relationship yet, I guess, because obviously they're part of the heirs, like they're part of like the four like guys. But like I'm picking up on some romance vibes between them, and I don't know if that's going to go through, but I think that is going to be such a good relationship. So I cannot wait to see how that happens, like how that goes forward. And also another spoilery part, if you guys haven't read the fourth book, skip. But I knew that the Elysian like mates were going to be the Elysian mates, but I truly did not see this happening. My emotions are getting the best of me again. But I truly did not see what was going to be happening between Tori and Darius. I truly did not see that happening. And so it will be good to kind of see how they deal with this, because there is an undeniable bond between them. There is an undeniable bond, and they truly are perfect for each other. Like, of course, Darius is obsessed with bikes, and that happens to be like Tori's favorite thing in the world. Like, of course, if he was going to take her on a date, he would know exactly where to take her. Like, of course, all of these things are pointing them in the right direction towards each other. And like, of course, this is the couple that I'm obsessed with. Like, I can't believe my luck. So it'll just be interesting to see how they go forward with this, because I want to know if Darius is going to continue being the way he is, which is kind of like bottling himself up, being almost too scared to feel things, not admitting his like true emotions, his true feelings, and ultimately letting his father's kind of like wrath take control of his life, because it doesn't just affect him, like it affects everyone around him. And so I will be interested to see kind of like how he stands up Xavier, his brother, like how he stands up for his mom, how he stands up for Tori, how he stands up for his brothers, his like friends, the heirs, even Orion, and ultimately how he stands up for himself, because I think that's one of the biggest lessons that he has to learn. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops over the next couple of books, because I'm hoping that Darius grows some balls. And like, we can't be too hard on him because he has been through emotional and physical abuse. Like, we can't discredit that, but I'm really excited to see him kind of like come into his own and also try and patch things up with Tori. I'm hoping that Tori can kind of, you know, learn to forgive and kind of have like some acceptance. I don't know what's gonna happen, because honestly, I mean, their fate was sealed by the stars. That's why I'm so upset, because I'm like, how do you like combat that? How do you do it? But I guess if you want it enough, that's the power of love. Overall, really liking it. Really liking it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I kind of want to mention before we go. I think the only other thing is kind of seeing Xavier's story. I'm loving that he's a Pegasus. I'm loving he's a Pegasus. I'm loving that he's gonna have a little thing with Sophia. I'm loving that. I can't wait. I can't wait. Love is love, and I love it. Also, of course, Geraldine and Max. That really came out of the ballpark. I think it was book 3 where that really started up and was like really going full force. But I'm loving it. I'm loving it. It's just fun to see how these relationships develop and where the characters go. Because like I said, I am a character-based reader. And for me, there's nothing better than seeing these characters go to rock bottom and then climb all the way to the top. That's what I have to say about Zodiac Academy. If you guys have read the book and you want to chit chat about it, I would love to talk to you. So please DM me. If you haven't read it and you start reading it and you need a support group, like I'm seriously thinking about starting a support group because I truly am unwell right now. Like I'm still reeling from that ending. Like, oh, I hope this doesn't put me in a book hangover. But it's one of those books where like I have done nothing but read, and I know that you guys love this feeling when you start a series and you're just like so immersed in it that like you can't do anything else but read it, and you don't even realize that you're reading anymore. Does that make sense? You know that you're doing it, but you're also like there for the story. Like you're there for the characters. That's how it feels to read this series. And that sounds like so goofy doofy. I don't know, something about the characters, man. Something about the characters. Character combination as well as a really good plot. And this does have a really good plot. Like everything that's in it, so well done. Like so well done, so well thought out. I don't know, there's just a lot of drama. The only thing is the bully parts are like really irking me, but I'm hoping that kind of subsides a little bit in this next one. It seemed like at the end of this one, we were leaning more towards friendship, not just with Darius and Tori, but like with the whole entire group. Like it seems like everybody was kind of coming together as friends, especially with the Christmas scenes. Those are my hopes. I'm hoping it gets better. I don't know. You guys tell me. If you've read it, tell me. Please tell me. Do I continue immediately? And like seriously, because I don't want to go through this again. I don't want to go through a whole book and just be disappointed again at the end, because this was like major hurt. Like I don't remember the last time I was so hurt by a book. Yeah, so that's it. That's the end of this vlog, guys. We're wrapping up here, and if you have been here this whole time, thank you so much for watching, because I know this has been so chaotic and so kind of like all over the place. But the moral of the story is there are some really good books on Kindle. There are some really good books on Kindle. I'm so glad that I bought a Kindle and that I have so many amazing friends that recommend these really great series, these really great books. Overall, I think all of the books that I read were great. Like I think all of them were 4 stars and above. Granted, they were pretty much all romance books, so it's like pretty much guaranteed that I'm gonna like them, but c'est la vie. If you guys have read any of these books, drop down below which ones you've read and what you rated them, because I would love to talk to somebody about literally anything. You guys know how I am about the barbarians. You know, I could talk for days about those guys. But yeah, especially for Zodiac Academy, because like I said, I do need a support group for sure. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you have any Kindle recs like at all, fantasy romance, sci-fi romance, honestly any like really good like fantasy books. I don't know if Kindle is just like about, like if they're just about romance, but any other recs that you would like to give me, I will gladly take them down below. So please, please, please just leave me your favorites, and that way I can have a huge list and just add everything to my library. So thank you so much for sticking around. Hopefully you were entertained, and if you weren't, thanks for being here anyway. But yeah, okay, so I'm gonna go. I will see you guys hopefully pretty soon. Bye.